guys, welcome to a special episode brought to you by Qatar Airways in the wake of next year's magnificent, exciting Qatar Airways British and Irish Lions series. I'm here joined by the one and only
Juan de Jong in the house. Here we go. Exciting times. Hey, good to see. Exciting for June. 28th of June, the British and Irish Lions is coming over, taking on Australia. It's been 12 years, a very long 12 years.
Long time.
But yeah, I mean, this Qatar Airways British and Irish Lions series is going to be incredible. I'm excited for it. I mean, the first game starting at Optus Stadium. There's airlines as well. You know, Qatar Airways is actually known for bringing the athletes, looking after them. You know, a premium global airline. But yeah, exciting times waiting for us around the corner. 2025, and can't wait for it. And we got a special guy that's going to break it down.
Special guest.
Yes,
I think the perfect guest to talk about the build-up of the British and Irish Lions, the Qatar Airways British and Irish Lions series are coming next year. Peter Grant going to discuss it with us a little bit. But I mean, this is just part of history, partner. Rugby history. It is magnificent, and that's why I think the two of us are so excited to start this, to see, get the conversation going. Is Australia ready? What do they need to do? What do they need to put in place? Just simply magnificent, buddy.
It's incredible, yeah. So exciting times. We can't wait for June next year, and hopefully we can have a spectacle where it's very close. We want a close encounter when it's 1-1, and we're expecting the last game just to make sure that one is the final.
Exactly.
So yeah, can't wait to get down under.
Let's get Bashy in, man.
Let's get Bashy in and talk about the Qatar Airways British and Irish Lions series. Okay, guys, Peter Grant in the house. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Qatar Airways Business Class.
Yay.
We're ready for takeoff. With the one, the only Peter Grant in the house. Bashy boys. Bashy, eh?
Bashy,
Bashy it is, yeah. Bashy, how are you doing, eh? You look good, looking good for me.
Hey, thanks, Jube. No, man, I'll try my best, eh?
Yeah.
Thanks for having me, man.
Bash, I don't know if I'm allowed to share this with the Ruckers, but turning 40, man, you look fantastic for 40-year-old.
We went straight there. Hey?
Apologies.
Happy belated. How was it? You got a lot of cake and you put on some calories, eh?
I wish it was just cake, but no, it was a good week leading up to the Bok game this weekend, and obviously the Drickers fight. It's what a week to have a birthday.
100%,
it was a good one, yeah.
And what a time for to obviously living in Perth, having the whole of South Africa here. Must have been a lekker week just to a little bit of Afrikaans, a little bit of home. Lekker to have everyone
of course.
here?
Well, look, there's a lot of Afrikaans in Perth every other week.
Yeah.
There's a lot of us around, but obviously, particularly this week, it was special. And what a build-up! What a build-up it was! And I became quite popular this week, you know, because I'm the Safa in town, and so no, it was really good, and obviously I got my good friend Brian Urbana over as well, and we've been doing a few things this week, and it was absolutely superb. Yeah.
And your other two good friends, Rudy and Juan, yeah?
Yeah, they came in late.
Yes.
In late.
We like photo finishes.
I had to give them a hand, but they just came in.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. Especially 9 years in Australia.
Yes,
How's things been? You know, you still go to South Africa. You miss a bit. Are you Australian now?
Jubes, yes, I'm Australian now. Hey, it's a long way to get to, especially. I mean, the direct flight only just came in the other day. It wasn't so, but I mean, but still, my family's here. Most of my wife's family's here. So, and yeah, I mean, the kids are going to school here and very, very settled. You know, it's been 9 years. Played 3 years there for the Force when we came in, and it was really, really good. But it's really it is home, and I went back 2 years ago for a reunion, but just for a quick fly in, fly out, and that was a good week.
Yeah.
And life very different in Perth, or is it as close as you possibly can get to South Africa?
Well, look, it's been a long time since I lived in South Africa.
Okay.
You know, you just kind of move on, you roll the punches. I've got a family now. When I was living in South Africa, I didn't have a family, so I didn't have kids. I mean, my oldest was born in Cape Town, and then we left pretty much straight away. And then my second one was born in France, and then my youngest is an Aussie. Aussie. So when come World Cup, we've got all the jerseys lined up, so we spread the risk, you know. But no, they're all Bokke at heart.
Life down under.
Life down under.
The outback. Huh?
I actually, we got here, I was like, I think I can live here. This is somewhere where I can let the family settle in. It's clean. Everything seems so nice. I've got biltong before the game.
Yeah.
Huh? Would you be able to? No. Okay. Sorry.
Stay home.
Sorry.
There's lots of biltong, good biltong over here.
Bashy, let's go over to the most important, especially for next year, 2025. It's the Qatar Airways British and Irish Lions series. Talk talk to us about, especially this weekend, you at Optus Stadium. The first game will be at Optus Stadium with the Western Force. What is the vibe like when it comes to Australia? Is the people excited when it comes to Rugby Union and the British and Irish Lions series?
Oh, do you look at the British and Irish Lions? Absolutely. I mean, I think everyone got their tickets for the Force playing the British and Irish Lions before they even got this Test match tickets. Well, no, I did. When they came out, we got tickets. So there's a lot of excitement for the British and Irish Lions. I mean, it's they don't come around very often. But I mean, look, rugby in Australia is in a difficult place at the moment. But I think they're on a good trajectory, good road.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got a really good coach there, and good CEO, good platform there. So it's just about building that. But I mean, the excitement for the British and Irish Lions is already there. So Optus Stadium, we got to see
incredible,
it.
Hey,
Should we talk about Optus Stadium? Eh?
Huh?
That is phenomenal.
Hey,
yes.
It's magic. I mean, look, you remember the days of what Burswood used to look like around there. Hey, I mean, things have changed.
The Subiaco Oval, was it?
The Subiaco Oval, yeah. So, Brian and I have been talking about the Subiaco Oval, but no, it's long gone. I mean, the Burswood, it's about 6-7 years old now already, but it is the newest stadium in Australia. So, I mean, I think come World Cup 27, I think we can really start putting our hands up to maybe host one of the playoffs. I think it's a really top venue. And, it's obviously, the problem is it's an AFL venue, but like most of the venues in Australia. But world class, and I was packed there last night or night before. Saturday.
And it must be exciting to obviously get up the stadium packed. And now next year we got the Qatar Airways Lion Series. Do you think a year, Pesci, is enough time for this Australian team to become competitive and to give themselves a really good chance in obviously taking over the Lions when they come here? Or is a year not enough time?
A year is a very short time, eh?
Yeah. Less than a year, actually.
Yeah,
less than a year.
It is less than. But I mean, Joe Schmidt, I think he's really. I like the look of him. I really think he's a good coach with a good plan. I think he's if anyone can do it, I think he's the man. He can do it. But a year is a very short time. But I just think they improved already in the week, and I think if they just stick with the same guys, they don't make too many changes. I definitely think they'll be competitive. Look, it's. I mean, the Irish team and I mean the teams from up north are strong.
Yeah.
So I want to be optimistic here.
Okay,
really,
nice.
and say there's enough time. Yes.
But the improvement is the important part, because you look at 2013 at the British and Irish Lions series when they came over in 2013. That's a couple of years ago. They only had 2 out of 9 as well. And I mean, if they can improve from that, knowing where Australia is at the moment, I think it will be a good inspiration, especially for the growth of Australian rugby going forward, isn't it?
Absolutely, and we've got just look at my local rugby club down here. How many we have from Europe and the UK and Ireland? There's so much support there. So I mean, there's a lot of excitement for them to come out. But you're right, improvement. Hopefully, a bit more improvement than that, Jubes. I mean, but those Super Rugby teams can. Like the Brumbies and the Reds are really looking good this year. The Waratahs fell away a bit this year, but I think there's something brewing at the Force as well.
Yeah, I can agree with you there.
Definitely think they will be quite a good contender, especially that first game out here in Perth should be absolute cracker.
It's going to be an invitational team as well. You want to invite to invitational team? You're still playing?
Am I invited as a coach or a player?
Manager.
He looks
Manager.
good. I thought,
Manager.
Manager it is, yeah.
Well, I'm still playing, so I'm available. But,
yes, at foot.
Bessie, are you still playing? Actively playing?
Yeah, so I do actively play. I'm playing for the 3rd grade, the Cottesloe 3rd.
Yes.
The Seagulls. And 60 minutes each week, man.
Yeah.
And how's the body holding up? Like, how are you surviving it? Like, I'm 35 and I can't come down the stairs anymore, Bessie.
Recovery is different, eh?
No, I must say, everyone I tell a story to, and they look at me and they go, "No, man, you're crazy. But look, really, I was out of the game completely for 3 years. I took a step back away, and I missed it. I really missed it. And I think one of the local coach dragged me down. He said, "Listen, please, I need you for a game." Yeah. He was just having some injury trouble. And I said, I wasn't excited about it, but I said, look, I'll come down for the Tuesday training. Tuesday night down at Cottesloe, it can get windy and rainy. Yeah. It's lots of fun. And I went down there, and it was actually windy and rainy. but I had such a good fun. I had such a good
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
It was great. And those first couple of games, look, I didn't get tackled and I didn't make a tackle. It was one of those.
Smart, man.
And then I was like, gee, actually I can play this.
got
I can
this.
play it like this. Smart rugby, but it's I do get I get competitive. You know what it's like.
That's
and
all.
then I've got to make a tackle. Then it hurts.
I do like to make a
can only
tackle.
imagine
He
that
was
it
like a Henry Hannibal back in the day.
Yeah,
eh?
see.
Physical.
Flippin'
Playing out,
tough.
I was playing outside of him.
Huh?
So confidence was there just to leave that guy. He's
Okay.
got he's
Trust
got
there.
handle.
You must
the
trust.
trust. Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah. The trust. Yeah.
Trust.
Bessie, looking at especially not Australia but also the British and Irish Lions, looking at the Six Nations, looking at the URC, if you're looking at them a little bit, what do you think their quality of rugby is at the moment? URC, Six Nations, and what will they bring when it comes to, especially the first game off the stadium, but also the 3 tests against Australia?
Jibs, I think class. I mean, you look how strong those teams are. I mean, Australia did pretty well this season against Wales when they came out. They look pretty good. But, I mean, it's not just Wales that's coming out. We know that. So, and look, I think the moment South Africa moved away from Super Rugby and joined the URC, I think we were in trouble. And I think the Kiwis felt the same. Look, I mean, they've still got each other that they bash around, but I definitely think we had a disadvantage. And to be honest, we don't follow the URC that much. You know, we've got a lot of rugby over this side, and you mentioned the URC, and I mean it's different time zones, different broadcasting channels. It's lost almost, you know. So we really don't know too much. We don't follow it as much, and but it's going to be, I definitely think, a tough encounter, and especially those three tests.
And boys, I actually want to ask the two of you this question, because I wasn't part of the time the British and Irish Lions toured South Africa. I was still playing under 21 rugby.
Oh,
for
you
the
must
top-
have-
2009, yes.
2009
There
for
we
the
go.
Lions.
Yeah.
What
I missed it as well.
goes into a Lions series like this? Let's say take it first on the field. Is the intensity just at a higher level? And then off the field, what does the Lions like mean for the businesses, for the tourism, for the guys, the vendor outside the stadium? What a Lions series must be different than just a normal test match.
Yeah, I mean, from my side, I mean, every 12 years, if you miss it, you miss it. I missed it in 2009. I was also like a youngster, 20 years old.
Okay.
Just started, missed it. But when I came back what year was it?
In COVID.
In COVID
2021.
time, yeah. I had opportunity, just came back from Wasman, England, and I had opportunity to play against him. And it was incredible, just to play against these international players at that time, you know, Marcus Smith and all the boys were still playing, Josh Adams. But to get that experience for any rugby player, it doesn't matter if you played coming through the club system and stuff like that, it's a massive and important experience. And I mean, it's just good for the country as well when it comes to, you know, boosting the country overall, but
Economy,
also, the economy and getting the vibe around rugby as well, having this massive occasion.
Absolutely, it's it's the scarcity issue. I mean, you only come every round, you know,
12
every
years.
every so often. They don't come all the time, so it's a real occasion. And I remember that 2009 game where we lost by 1 point. I think they kicked the penalty on the touchline. I was playing 12 that game, and it was I think it might have been a bit wet there at Newlands. It was a wet game at Newlands, but we stuck it in there. It was like 19 all or 18-19. They kicked a penalty right at the end to win it. But it's just you jump up for the occasion. Hey, it's one of those, you know they're coming only every 12 years, and it's what an occasion it is, and everyone comes out for it. And like I said, especially this place, it's going to be buzzing because we're full of foreigners in Perth.
Yeah.
But I think Perth is I love Perth.
50-50.
It is a bit, no, but Perth is one of the best. People are incredible at picking up accents here in Perth because they're so good at it. You know, they're listening to everyone's accent all the time. I've had people come up to me and be like, "You're from Durban."
No ways.
What? Not South Africa. I'm from Durban. You know, they can pick. I mean, and not just one. It's happened a few times. People are good at picking up accents, but I mean, I'm getting to the fact that lots of foreigners. Yeah, lots of.
Yeah.
Oh, the Irish. Gee, I took Sia to watch the juniors rugby there on Saturday, and it was at the Perth Irish Club. We got a Perth Irish Club, and there was just green jerseys everywhere. No, it was brilliant.
So listening to you boys, they will come out in numbers from the UK and Europe to support this team. If you say now you played where you lost by 1 point, can you remember the atmosphere that the travelling group of fans created? Is it a different atmosphere?
Oh yes, absolutely. You know, they got their pockets, all the red jerseys. Oh
Yeah.
man, it was fantastic.
yeah.
It was an atmosphere, absolute. And you know what Newlands used to be like, man. It was a nice. Oh, it was buzzing. So no, I remember it clearly, and I've got my jersey there as well, and gear that we swapped. It was fantastic. Yeah, it was one I'll definitely always remember.
Atmosphere, obviously. You went to the game, Australia versus South Africa recently. That atmosphere at Optus Stadium, 60,000 people coming out, sellout stadium. You expect the same when it comes to the 28th of June when they play Western Force, the British and Irish Lions?
I do think so because well, for one, we've got some really good fans here at the Western Force. You know, the Sea of Blue we call them, and they come out, and obviously that'll be a special occasion, and I think I think the Western Force first game here in 2006 or 2005 when they first started, they filled Subiaco Stadium. I mean, it was 35,000 people. I think it was.
John Mitchell era.
The John Mitchell era. You're right. No, it was brilliant. I mean, maybe I'm dating, but. I remember playing a game against Sharpie and Ghetto and the boys there, and Tonderai Shavanga, and it was Kubani Bobo, John de Villiers. It was it was an atmosphere in Subiaco. I definitely think the fans come out. Well, since I've been involved in the Western Force, we've got a really good, strong fan base, and for that occasion, they'll and we normally play at HBF Park, a smaller stadium. So I think the opportunity to go to Optus will be brilliant, and as I say, I think we'll also get those fans that maybe haven't been in a while. You know, we'll definitely get them out, and hopefully the next year's Super Rugby season, I've got a good feeling about the Force, and we'll get some good wins back to back, and get some
people out.
Let's get some people out.
We miss Super Rugby.
No, obviously we always miss Super Rugby. I think as South Africans, it's part of your DNA. Waking up on a Friday morning, Mummy, if you're listening to this, like skipping some class to go watch either the Stormers play against the Chiefs, whatever the case might be. So we definitely miss Super Rugby. But I'm thinking to myself, sitting here, Besh, I'm thinking, yes, Australia's actually got such a great opportunity. Their future. They've got the British and the Qatar Airways British and Irish Lions series come up. After that, they've got the World Cup. So it's a lot of positives to sell to players to obviously either leave rugby league and come and join Union, because the future in the near future is so bright and exciting.
And we've got the Women's World Cup after that as well, 29. So I think we've got this absolute purple patch that we've got ahead of us now, and we've got to really try and take advantage of that. And the guys know it. I mean, the local Rugby WA union is also, they've really put in some real big work behind the scenes with our tourism, with local government, just trying to make sure that all the facilities are right, and we can host teams, you know, for both World Cups, and people can get around and you know, that the grounds, whichever grounds they want to use, and so I definitely think, excuse me, I think it'll be. It's a wonderful period of time in Australian rugby. We need to make sure we capitalise on it, and it obviously it starts at the top, and so
3 massive events, eh? And they're not sharing. South Africa needs one, maybe.
Yeah.
No?
Sharing
would have been nice, eh?
Exactly.
And also,
we're not sharing the trophy, are we?
Hey, he's got a point. He's got a point.
Staying in South Africa.
He's got a point, yeah. Australian rugby, Super Rugby, we missed it. Obviously, South Africa's not in it anymore. Do you think Australian rugby, because of the recent or the new look of Super Rugby, strengthens Australian rugby, or does Australian Super Rugby actually miss South Africa within it to help grow the rugby union?
Look, I think so. We've also had, I mean, there's been issues here in Australian rugby with now the Rebels also leaving the competition, so there hasn't been a lot of consistency. I mean, before COVID, when the Force were losing, you know, the Force got kicked out. I was there at the Force when that happened in 2017. It was, you know, I'd been here for 2 years, and we just started getting things going. We were the second. We came second in the franchise behind the Brumbies in that year. Yet, you know, we got kicked out, and so that whole continuity got lost. And then all those guys went and joined the Rebels, and now a couple of years later, the Rebels are now being kicked out. So they just need to get some continuity and, you know, consistency going. And so, look, I definitely think losing South Africa, I said to you earlier, I think losing South Africa Super Rugby was quite a disadvantage, and especially for Australia, you know, being in the middle. for all that travel. You know, I think there's a slight advantage for being in the middle because you're not going too far, whereas New Zealanders and Australians have to go, South Africans have to go, all the way across. So there's a small advantage, if anything. But yeah, I think just to make sure we've got the same unions, you know, now so we'll stick with the force, stick with the Brumbies now, get some good coaching and systems in place for those unions to strengthen. The Waratahs are going through a rebuilding phase now as well. They need you know, to find some consistency there. Always good, obviously, that we've got New Zealand across the Tasman, you know, because they are just always powerful.
Basically, the traveling was always tough from South Africa to down under, but Qatar Airways, Qatar Airways, a premium global airline, makes it easy, nice and relaxed.
Exactly.
Yeah, to get the traveling on the
Laid back.
Laid back it is, yeah.
Boys, but if the three of us, right, we put on our going to the future hats on. We looked the last series, the British and Irish Lions won 2-1 in Australia.
Yes.
Almost less than a year from now, prediction time. Will the Force be able to tip them over that first game? Is there a possibility they might come over here underestimating Australian rugby in some way? Prediction-wise, in the 3-match test series, do you guys think maybe Australia can, if they can get on the first one a victory, then all of a sudden they apply the pressure to the British and Irish Lions? Can we see something like this happening next year?
I mean, the first one is going to be tough. No disrespect to the Western Force, but I'm gotta be honest. I'm thinking more like the Brumbies got a good chance, especially that done it in 2013. The Waratahs as well. That's going to be the two teams, and hopefully, if the invitation team, the New Zealand and Australia invitation team is strong enough, they can do something. But the British and Irish Lions is a little bit hurt for what happened in South Africa. Okay. So they obviously beaten Australia in 2013. Then they lost against South Africa. They pretty much hurt, so I think they're gonna come out here and do a job. But I'm looking forward to the Qatar Airways British and Irish Lions series, so it's gonna be a cracker.
It's gonna be revenge, hey?
That's what I'm thinking as well. Yeah. I'm thinking as well. That's the situation. What do you think, Bash?
I agree with you in that. I think that first game is going to be tough. I mean, it's obviously their first game on tour, so they're going to want to try and prove something. But at the same time, I really want to get behind the Force, you know. And then we've got something good going here at the moment. So I think it's going to be a cracker, at least for 3/4 of that game.
Yeah.
And I think it'll be a tight one. Really, that's what I'm predicting. A tight game that first up. I definitely think. I mean, the Brumbies have been the strongest super franchise in Australia for a while now, so they'll always be really, really competitive. I love the look of the Reds at the moment. The Reds are looking good, so that'll be a good game as well. But, man, I've got a sneaky suspicion the Force are going to pull the head out of
you reckon?
Bessie, I want to agree with you.
Something going, yeah. We got something going.
Look, my thinking
around
is...
this year blue.
I'll have to phone
and
in
I'm a wishful thinker by nature, Bessie. So I'm my reason is the Forces are going to have time to prepare for that game. It will be the first game of the British and Irish Lions. There might be a little bit of rust. They're still finding combination. They still just got here for the first game of tour. Maybe they're sightseeing. Maybe the Australian woman is too beautiful for some of the boys.
Beaches,
you understand? So it's a very tricky one for the British and Irish Lions to manage. So I'm gonna give the Forces some up. I think they can pull a rabbit out of the hat
the
there.
scenery can be distracting when it comes to Australia. I mean, Quade Cooper said it as well. Sometimes when they go to Brisbane, they go to Surfers Paradise, getting a little bit distracted a bit. So if that's going to happen with the British and Irish Lions, maybe there's a couple of options, but I mean, it's a very strong British and Irish Lions team coming.
And quickly, one more on that first game. Obviously, the Western Force, you being an ex-Force player and still living in Perth, will the Force look to strengthen their squad going into next year's Super Rugby with the British, Irish and Lions? And it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Will that be part of the process or not really?
No, look, I mean, I think part of their process is to make sure they're getting strong for Super Rugby. That's our main competition, and we're wanting to make sure we've got a consistent squad, players staying year on year out, not the turnstile that we've been having the last couple of years where we lose half the squad. So it's and they've done a good job this last year to keep majority of the guys there. It's the same faces coming back, and that's what you want, the consistency. Look at the Springbok team. So I definitely think that's a good sign for the Force. They've got some consistency. So to answer your question, of course, I have the British and Irish minds in mind, but that's one game. We've got the Super Rugby is going to be making sure that we actually lead into that with some good good continuity, I think.
And the importance of the Qatar Airways British Airlines series. Those players, the Australian players, there's a couple of them that left and play rugby league, because obviously rugby league is also big in Australia, and also the AFL as well. Do you think those players that left to go play a league in AFL and whatever it is will come back just for the 2025 Qatar Airways British Airlines series, or just as?
That's an interesting one. No, I think you're right. It's
Every
like
12 years.
it's like going to play sevens because the Olympics is coming around. You know, it's a once-off. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they're just paying them too much money at NRL.
Does it look like that?
No, because we are
we're
getting poached. I mean, any real potential. You know, any young rugby player that shows real potential, the NRL is unfortunately poaching at the moment from us, and it's.
Are they number one? Is it AFL league and then, or what is the ranking?
It's quite a big difference between rugby, the unions and leagues, to AFL. To make that jump is quite you know Israel Folau, I think's quite a freak.
Yeah.
So I think to make that there's not many poached in that regard. I do think, I mean, obviously at the younger age groups, try and get them to follow the rugby as opposed to start moving in the. I mean, my youngster's playing AFL at the moment. I'm not shy to mention it.
That's nice.
He's got to work on his.
As a flyer, if you let your kids kick, AFL.
He's got to go left. He's a lefty, but he's got to use his right. No, look, and you did it at school as well. Played different codes, different sports. It helps all build you into the perfect rugby player. So that's the goal. But no, I think so. At that younger age group, that's when they start moving off into those different directions. But if you're a professional NRL player or rugby union player, I think it would be very hard to make that switch to AFL. But the league and union is too close, so that's why they do the jump quite easily there. But I mean, maybe we lost Carter Gordon this last year to NRL, which is
and Mark Nawakwanishi Washa.
Yeah,
is that the name?
Marky Mark, eh?
Marky Mark. Oh, you call him Marky Mark.
Yeah,
not Nawakwanishi.
It's a lot easier, Marky Mark.
I'll say it again, partner. Say the surname again.
Mark Nawakwanishi Washa.
Nice work.
Yes. Okay. Oh, please write. Okay, DM me if it's wrong, Mark.
Workies, before we get to Bessie's career, partner, I want a quick prediction. I know it's way too far out to predict the Qatar Airways British and Irish Lions series, but quickly from you two guys, prediction for the Test series.
Test series, yeah.
And then I'll give mine.
Best, I'm going to go first so you can think a bit. I'm going to go...
I don't need to think about this one.
I'm going to go, it's going to be a 2-1.
2-1.
In 2013, it was a 2-1. I think the British and Irish Lions will win the first one. They will secure it in the second one.
Okay.
And then, just because of the quality. And then, obviously, they might start not a B team, but a less strength team.
Okay.
And then the Aussies will maybe pounce on that one. So, I'm guessing for 2-1, British and Irish Lions in the corner.
So you're thinking that last one's going to be a dead rubber game? It's going to be...
That's always... It's the same that happened in 2009 with us as well. That's just always what happens, unless Australia shocks me a little bit. But I mean, the atmosphere is going to be important. It's going to be incredible. The energy in Australia is going to be incredible. So that's something we're looking forward to. What do you say? You're going to go? You have to go 3-0. Huh?
I was going to go 3-0.
Did I play with your mind about that?
I was going to go 3-0 for the Aussies.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, wow. But no, I think it's going to be a dead rubber game for that last one. I think the Aussies will be surprised, home ground advantage. I think they're going to get up for it, and I'm going to back them. First game, second game, third game, British and Irish Lions.
Yes, now we're talking.
Yeah, that's what I'm going with.
3-0 in the British, in the Qatar Airways British.
Yeah.
Not 3-0, I'm going 2-1. 2-1.
Oh, 2-1.
Yeah, so 2-1.
Okay.
So the last game, I think the British and Irish Lions
I'm actually going to go against the two of you.
Yeah.
I apologize completely. I'm going to go...
No, please don't apologize.
No, sorry for the Australians, the guys who are going to watch this episode. I'm going to go 3-0 for the Lions. I just think Andy Farrell, head coach of the Lions team, the way the Irish boys are playing, a lot of that the core of that group will be Ireland team, supplemented by a strong English boys. So I think there's going to be a hell of a strong British and Irish Lions side. And unfortunately, I think they're going to be way too good for the Australians. It's tough to say, but that's what my gut feeling is saying, partner.
You gotta trust your gut.
No, look, it's a I mean, looking at them at the moment, hey, I mean, Ireland are looking so good, so it's and Australia are not looking so good at the moment. But I'm giving the benefit of the doubt of some home advantage and a year. We've got a year.
Yeah,
Less than a year, if you ask me. June is around the corner.
And Joe Schmidt, I'm backing Joe Schmidt.
Joe Schmidt, yeah. And the energy, just one more question. The energy around the Qatar Airways British and Airline series. I mean, it's only 35 days. The first game is in Perth. You're staying in Perth. You're obviously going to go watch that game at Optus Stadium. Are you going to move to Canberra and you're going to go to Brisbane just to have a look and check what's happening and experience all of it? Yeah, experience all of it.
That'd be lovely. I would love to go and watch a test match.
If the wallet allows it, is it?
It's not only. I mean, it's flying to another country to get across country. Yeah. Yeah. So, Jib, you know that's a bit hard. I think.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that we're going to get the first one here in Perth. But to get across the other side there, I think for the other ones, and look, they're going to be well attended. I think you might even struggle for tickets to be honest. No, I think I'll just watch it from Perth.
Yeah, if you find tickets, get 3. Okay, we'll come over. Okay.
You want some help with that visa?
After my 3-0 prediction, I don't think I'm going to come back, Paddy. Then, Paddy, before we say goodbye to Besh, I just quickly I want to talk about your career. I thought you retired, so now I want to say the ongoing career is you still playing.
Thank you.
Happy with what you accomplished in the game, Beshi?
Oh man, you know, yes, I am. I had so much fun. I got to travel. I got to see the world. So accomplishments. Look, I didn't win that many competitions, trophies. I think my
close.
I came close many a time. But looking at those like every game for me. And you know, you'd know it as a rugby player. You win a game, any game in Super Rugby, it just felt like an accomplishment. It was just. But I mean, my biggest one was my under-19 World Cup. We won the World Cup when I was under 19. So I started with a big bang. But after that, I wasn't able to win many cups apart from conference cups, in the Super Rugby. But and then we got to the final in 2010. But look, I would have loved to have got more Springbok caps.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah. It was, I stuck around. I was loyal to the Stormers and staying in South Africa. And I'm very glad I did that because I really built myself a reputation there. Bloody Morné Steyn just never wanted to get injured.
He didn't want to allow you opportunities.
And
he was very selfish, Morné's very selfish.
very, very sharp. No, and what a player. I mean, he did us proud. So, no, I would have loved to have played a few more caps, obviously, but that wasn't to be. And I got to move on and travel and see Japan and France and experience and then obviously end up in Australia. And no, I don't have any regrets. I really enjoyed my career and I still am.
And that first test, that Springbok, okay, was that obviously a dream to become a Springbok? And when that happened, I think it was in 2009.
2007.
2007.
Yeah, geez, now we're going back.
Oh, yeah. So in 2007, when we got that opportunity, what was it like, finally standing there, singing the national anthem, making yourself proud and hopefully your family as well?
Oh, Jibs, it was brilliant. But you know what it's like? You're so young. I mean, I think I was 21, 22, and you almost don't appreciate it as much. But oh man, it was fantastic. I got to come over and I played against the Aussies here in Sydney, and then the very next week over in Christchurch, stood in front of the haka and over there. It was just fantastic. And then the following year, I got to experience a few more games again against Australia, Wales, and Italy, and it was just. And then I toured with him a bit, and it was just. Like I got to see catch up with the guys this week. Just being a part of that whole group was fantastic, and what an experience. And then to be able to run on the field, and obviously my first cap was brilliant. I got my first tackle in Stephen Lark. It was a bit late.
Tackle. Did you say tackle?
A tackle.
Okay.
I got it. Look, he made that pass. It was probably a couple seconds late, but I was nervous as hell. I got it in, but.
And do the kiddies know what they had accomplished in the game of rugby? Are they aware of it? Do they watch some of the clips?
To YouTube.
Does Dad remind them at home? Hey,
Dad
this is what Dad did.
Does
Dad remind them?
No, Dad does remind them.
Good on you.
I love photos. I've got photos. So my garages, I got photos everywhere. Memories of my rugby, and in my office, I've got photos everywhere. And of all the players with the competitions and so they see that all the time, and it's just a reminder. And so I think that, and look, I've also smothered them with rugby.
Yeah.
We've got a basket of balls. There's not one footy ball in there. It's just rugby balls. And so, no, I mean, so I'll remind them.
So they're going to play for Australia one day, not the Box.
No,
Looks like
they
it.
will. They'll put on the gold.
The gold, the
gold,
Australian gold, yeah.
That's it.
And memories, you've obviously South Africa, then you went to Japan. Was it France as well? Yeah. France, and now currently you're in Australia. Cultures and the experience you had throughout all these countries, you know, what have you picked up? And obviously you've made memories, good memories, maybe late nights, but I mean, in general. Seatbelt. But in general, I mean, the memories you've made, what have you picked up?
Oh man, isn't that rugby, the memories you made? I mean, I talk about now, I've been in Australia 9 years. Kids start going to school, and you know, you make friends with the parents at school. But then I came back into rugby and I started playing for my local club, and oh man, it's just what you have in common with other rugby families. And so I've got such a good core of friends. We go camping now every year, January, December, with a good core group. There's like 8 or 9 families of us, all just from the rugby club. We don't live close. We all live all around Perth, but because we all play at the rugby club, and so it's the friendships, I think, Juba. I mean, catching up with you guys again, it's been so good, you know, and catching up with Sia and the boys, and we talk about that tour we traveled with to Auckland. Remember that Tony Brown? I met him there in Auckland. It was good to catch up with him again, and Japan. I got to make some good friends in Japan. I enjoyed that culture experience. Definitely the shock, you know, was something else, and then you get into it and you really start enjoying that, and as well as France. Look, by the time I got to France, I was too exhausted of trying to learn a new language because I came to Stellenbosch and I was trying to learn Afrikaans, and and then I went to Japan. I tried to learn Japanese, and then I went to France, and I was like, oh, the French, this is too much. So no, it was the memories and the people. Hey, I think.
And before we say goodbye, Bessie, the future for Peter Grant, what does that look like? Is it business, coaching? Well, when are we hanging the boots up? What does the future look like for you, man?
42 retire.
42? I don't know, Jibs. I think it's good. My wife bought me a pair of boots this year, and she said, "This is your last pair of boots."
They can last 3 years.
Yeah. How many games can last? That's it.
So no, I'll stick on the boots and have a bit of fun for as long as the body will allow me to. I mean, it's what's made me happy for so long. I've gotten the coaching. I'm coaching the juniors now. Coach my sons at the junior level, and I'm doing the best I can for what rugby's done to me to try and promote rugby, especially in this country where I think it's really up against the back, you know, backs against the wall with all the other codes that they have. So I'm doing my best, and this week with having the Springboks in town, it's been fantastic to get the guys out to the local clubs and to try and promote the game, and it's been awesome. The feedback I've received from them has been great. So. Just growing the game of rugby, the game I love so much. Obviously, I've got to do a day job as well, so I have to do that as well. But if I can do it in rugby, by all means. But that's not the case just yet.
Okay. Hopefully, it will be soon.
Yeah, we got the love for the game.
Exactly.
Man. Too much love for the game.
Hey, too much.
Bessie, thank you very much for making it good time. I know you're quite busy with everything going on, you know, player, coach work, and all these type of things, and even the family as well. Thanks for making the time for us. That Qatar Airways special, and I just want to say all the best with the next journey, and thank you for putting me into gaps and making me famous back in the day.
Hey, Jim, I love it. No, I had to make you guys look good. That was my job. That was my job. But no, Jim, thanks very much. Really, thanks for having me.
Pleasure.
It's good to have you guys in Perth, and maybe we'll hopefully see you next year at Optus Stadium.
Yeah, 100%.
Exactly.
Yeah. We'll come over here.
Brilliant.
Guys, that is Peter Grant. Bash, bash.
Well, partner, there we have it. Almost less than a year from now, at the 60,000 capacity seat to Optus Stadium, the British and Irish Lions will take on the Western Force in the Qatar Airways Lions series. How exciting is that, Boykie?
It's exciting to see, and I mean, Australia is obviously on the rise and building from this year and moving into 2025. But it's good to see Peter Grant's view as well. Peter Grant, everyone is excited around here. 35 days that the British and Irish Lions competition will be around Australia. But yeah, incredible scenes, incredible to be excited for what's coming. Australia is ready for it. Down Under is ready for it. And I'm excited to see what's going to happen when it comes to those two things.
And then obviously exciting for the players and the fans of the Lions. Obviously, Qatar Airways jetting them into Australia.
Yes.
The best airline possibly. Premium global airline out there, Qatar Airways. The airline that the two of us love so much. That we choose for our traveling as well. So just all in all, just an exciting time for rugby fans and rugby as an entirety.
Yeah. High quality services from Qatar Airways. But we're excited. I mean, they're going to fly in the best athletes around the world. They're bringing them in. And I mean, it's going to be a massive challenge when it comes to Andy Farrell taking on Joe Schmidt. It's going to be incredible. I mean, what happened 12 years ago, they're going to be hurting the British and Irish Lions. Australia is pretty much hurting at the moment. So it's going to be two desperate countries coming here in June for 35 days and clashing and working and you know, doing their best to make sure that they win the series, because it's 12 years is very long.
No, it's a long time, but let's say we've started the countdown. We've done a magnificent job.
Yeah.
Peter Grant has laid the foundation to this conversation. He showed what everything is about in Perth, and now it just needs to come around.
Yeah.
And hopefully this Australian team will put up a really good fight at home.
100%. I can't wait.
I can't wait.
Hey guys, the exclusive episode is brought to you by Qatar Airways. We're getting ready for the Qatar Airways British and Irish Lions series, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in. I'm excited for what's to come in 2025 when they're coming over down under and taking out Australia. Thank you very much for tuning in, and we'll see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.